Hello and welcome to the Bot Box. We seem to have entered full body spinner June. Well, given what we've had so far, full body spinners. Spoilers, Banshee is a full body spinner. Obviously, I'll only be able to say certain that this is full body spinner June if the next two robots are also full body spinners, but we are already halfway there. 2 more weeks, I may be able to say full body spinner June. So, like I said, Banshee, full body spin. The bottom part was the part that's spun. It was basically, in effect, had a bit of a cone shape to it if you simplify it a lot. The bottom part was the part that spun, and it had 4 lathe tools attached to it. That's the easy part of describing Banshee. How it looked, well, imagine a bust of an angry woman with flashing red eyes, wearing a red dress and horns, and a good part of the left side of her hair not actually in existence. And you've got Banshee. The team obviously do have the name from that of an Irish spirit who wails at the point of someone dying, and the team hoped Banshee would actually trash Shunt. I've got to give them marks of optimism there. Now you've got a mental image of what Banshee looks like, and you probably won't thank me for it. You're probably not thanking me for it right now. You're probably thinking, thanks, Callison. Not. I'm going to be dreaming that. Anyway, it's time for Banshee's debut. In pinball, not in battle. Because Banshee's pinball aired before its heat. Banshee, not being a quick robot, got off to a slow start, but did manage to knock a few barrels over. Somehow, Banshee managed to catch both Dead Metal and Sergeant Bash napping and managed to hit the 50-point target. Banshee then hit the multi-ball release and got into a minor argument with Sir Kill-Lot before time ran out on the run. Banshee scored a total of 75 points, which ultimately put them in joint 12th with Stinger. So it was Heat K that Banshee's pinball run aired, just so you know. One episode later, in Heat L, Banshee had a fight. Its first fight, where it aced Flipper, Knightmare, and 10th seeded Spikebot, Spawn of Scudder. Banshee was actually the last robot to get moving, because first of all, it had to spin up. It ended up getting smothered by both Knightmare and Spawn of Scudder, and didn't stay spinning for long. Not that it spun particularly fast when it did spin. Banshee kept close to Spawn of Scudder, probably hoping to do some actual damage to Spawn of Scudder, but they were attacking Spawn of Scudder head on. Not the wisest move, as Spawn of Scudder sent its spike out, and the spike came out with such force that it knocked Banshee over, and Banshee, much like Typhoon 2 last week, could not self-right. In fact, its head, top part, came loose. It was barely hanging on in there. So along came Shunt, the house robot Banshee wanted to trash. And Shunt took Banshee's head off with one axe blow. Those of you who have seen Major Tom's episode or any fight relating to Major Tom will know that Shunt does not like heads. For some reason, Shunt and heads don't mix. and Banshee just found that one out the hard way. Shunt put Banshee's head on the flame pit and set fire to it, whilst Dead Metal and Kisakillot dealt with the rest of Banshee. The bottom part actually got sent flying by the floor flipper. Banshee and his team never actually returned after this. It was their second attempt. They'd had Shark Attack in the previous wars and didn't do that well. And after this, no return. Banshee basically suffered from being way too slow, and its weapon was way too slow as well. It did have a distinctive look. It's not a robot you can forget in a hurry. Once you've seen it, the image will probably be burnt on your brain. However, looking as absolutely terrifying as Banshee did will not win you battles. If terrifying looks could win you fights, Banshee would be a grand finalist. But we don't live in a universe that works by those rules. Also, those flashing eyes. But points for optimism for saying they could trash Shunt and Banshee. In the end, Shunt trashed them. Oops. Anyway, it's time to see who's next. And will we still be facing 4 Body Spinners June? Once again, Taiki, I can only ask you to be kind. Oh, well, we're not doing 4 Body Spinners June, because I can tell you from the slip that we're not dealing with a full body spinner. However, I hope you like Annihilators, because we're talking about Spikosaurus. Until next week, Callison244, out.